Hello and welcome once again to another edition of the I'm Always Right Sports Podcast. I am your host, as always, the Mouth of Michigan, Rob Medeka. With me, as always, my co-host, the Merc Zone, Mike Merkel.
I'm right here.
And we have our resident NBA insider, the man Kyle Budzinowski. Kyle?
I'm here.
You're here? All right. Well, what's going on? Welcome back to the show, Kyle. The Brain is once again out on wedding duty, so she's going to be missing her third straight episode. So, if you're listening to this, which I'm sure you are,
You're getting a pay
for
cut.
shame. For shame, yeah. Massive amounts of pay cuts here on the show to, well, $0. So, we have so much to go over. Our script completely got bombarded here. We're gonna change some stuff up. We're gonna talk some wrestling. We're talking the Pistons. We're talking NCAA championship. We're gonna very briefly hit on the NHL playoffs. We've got another Merc Zone mock draft quarter, but we're starting everything off here with the biggest news coming out of the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a new Masters champion, and it's Tiger Woods once again for the fifth time. Your 2019 Masters champion. El Tigre himself. I mean, guys, just straight off. Kyle, let's start with you. I mean, give me your thoughts, because it's been since 2005. He's won a Masters championship. The biggest gap, his fifth one. Talk to me. What are you feeling? Give me your reaction on him getting the dub here.
Coming in, I didn't really care about golf that much.
Yeah,
I really didn't.
Right.
And I remember I was sitting at I almost said Taco Bell at a Bell Tire.
Yeah.
And I was waiting for my tires to get aligned, and I'm looking at this TV, and I'm like, is that Tiger Woods?
Yeah.
That man still plays.
Yeah. Right.
And it was at the very beginning, so
yeah.
he was kind of far back. No, I wasn't really worrying. And then
yeah.
And then I come here. And then he wins it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's played his most consistent couple rounds of golf here. He was close last year in the PGA Championship, finishing, I think, second or third in that. Mm-hmm. Mike, same question to you. Just your reaction, man. Tiger, I mean, he's back. If it was ever a question, now it's there, right?
Yeah.
I mean, his 15th major.
God, it was very impressive, too.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at early on when he can't make putts inside of 10 feet. And all of a sudden, then, coming down the stretch, he has to make a putt within 10 feet, and that's how he wins the tournament.
Right.
Win the major is a complete 180 of what was going on from earlier. He played some great golf. He was 2 under the lead going into the final round, and a couple double bogeys later and a couple pars, and
yeah, right, you're right, and exactly, and that's the thing, right? I mean, Molinari was leading, hadn't bogeyed since like the 7th hole of round 1. He kind of fell apart in the end. I think Tiger played some of his smartest golf than he's played in several years now, being able to come out, really take advantage of some opportunities left out there, where necessarily, I don't think he was being overly aggressive. Mm-hmm. I just think that the aura of Tiger Woods, right? If you're Molinari or Brooks, Koepka, or any of those guys where you have Tiger either right in front of you or nipping at your heels, it's really tough to stay that course, right, and try to play your game. And golf is so mental, right, and it's so important that you're consistent. I mean, I don't think Tiger was consistent all 4 rounds. He was always in it. He was making up ground when needed. He was back and forth. This is his first major that he's won where he wasn't the leader going into day 4, right? So it's another check mark for him on his career if he needed any more. But the way he played this game, the way he played this entire tournament, was absolutely phenomenal. The poise, he was driving the ball well with some power. His putting, especially rounds 2, 3, 4, were really on point. A couple big par putts in the middle there where he was really taking advantage of some people making some mistakes. And it wasn't necessarily that he was making a ton of far birdies, wasn't making that great eagle chip shot. It was just being consistent and letting the course kind of come to him and letting these guys kind of try to shoot for something that maybe, the 12, right, where, three out of 5 people had a double bogey on that hole, right? Tiger, one of those guys who was able to par that, right? That alone, that's a 2-shot swing, and it's completely changed the game. And that's where you kind of see that back 9 momentum for Tiger, especially round 4, really sink into it. Does this now, forget world rankings and everything, because he's been number 1 before and hadn't won a major in a while. Going into now the U.S. Open, the PGA Championship and what have you, he's got to be the favorite now. Now that he's done it and he's officially, he's won another major. It's not been since 2009, when he did it on one leg.
Yeah.
It hasn't been since 2000, he's back. The drama's behind him. He looks healthy. Mm-hmm. Is there any way, do you think that he catches Jack and gets to 18? 18 majors. I mean, he's got 3 more. He's at 15 now. His 81st overall career champion or career win on the tour. Do you think he can catch Jack here? He's 43. So it's not like he's getting any younger by the day here, clearly.
Yeah.
But he was close in the PGA last year. He's now just won the Masters. He's had back-to-back major tournaments now where he's looked fantastic. I mean,
if one guy could do it, it's Tiger.
Right.
Like, it's almost like in football where you're like, who's that one guy who can bring you back if you're down? And you go, it's Brady.
Right.
Tiger's that guy where it's like, if you need 3 more majors to tie and or 4 to pass the all-time, I would bet money it would be Tiger to do it, and I think he's able to.
I mean, if he can, I think the health is the big thing, right? Same question, Kyle. Do you think that he is able to maintain a stretch? I'm not looking for when, in the early 2000s where he was the most dominant player on earth, right? Where, he at one point was the defending champion at all 4 major championships at the same time. I'm not expecting that at 43. But, I mean, that's going to get people talking. I know everyone's going to ask about it. We're going to get out in front of it. We're going to ask it right now. Can he catch Jack? Can he get to 18? Can he get, can he become and cement that? He may already be the greatest of all time, but now he'll have all the numbers and the tournaments to go along with it. Do you think he catches him?
I think he definitely can. There's definitely going to be a lot of hype for it.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. He was an early favorite even in the Masters, even
of course.
When it was down. I definitely could see him doing it, and like Michael said, if anyone can do it, it could be him.
Yeah.
I have full faith. I'll be rooting for it.
Absolutely.
Else will.
I mean, talk about the impact, too, just for a second before we move on to the wrestling weekend of last weekend. But, I mean, you just said it, right? You guys both kind of like, I wasn't really going to pay attention. You kind of keep it on in the background. You kind of like, all right, I'm going to pay attention a little bit. Let's just see how things go. And then as soon as Tiger is in it, and you see the groundswell, and you see the momentum, and he's always kind of hanging around that leaderboard, and you go, oh crap, he's got a chance, right? It immediately becomes priority television, right?
Yeah.
For the sport, how important is it for Tiger Woods to be back? I mean, everyone follows him anyway. He could have been in 8th place right now, and people still would have been like, oh, he may have a chance with 4 holes left. He's down 4 strokes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, now that he just won another major, I mean, the sport has got to be like, oh, thank the Lord, right?
Yeah.
Thank goodness he's back. Thank goodness he won.
It's one of those few. He's one of the few guys that can bring the sport back into like relevance and maybe make it one of the big 5 again.
Yeah.
Because right now people go, when you think of like the big major sports, you go football, basketball, hockey, baseball. You don't even think about golf.
No.
And it's because since Tiger's been down, you haven't had that really face of golf that's been there. And that's like you can really cheer for and stuff. Yeah. Now that Tiger's back, he almost adds that element of, hey, I have someone to really root for that I either you like or you strongly dislike.
Either way, you're
watching it, so they either fail or they succeed, and that's what this.
And it's very similar to LeBron James, right? LeBron James is he is the greatest player of this generation. So being able to watch him and do what he does, same thing with Tiger, where you see this outstretch of dominance since the late '90s up until mid 2000s, and then he's coming back now, and you're here again, 43 years old. He's just won another Masters as of about 25 minutes ago, and it's to me, you've tried, you've seen other people do it. You've seen the Jordan Spieth, you've seen the Rory McIlroys, you've seen the Jason Days, the Brooks Koepkas, those guys that have all kind of hover around that number 1 spot, Dustin Johnson's. But at the end of the day, nobody even comes close to moving the needle like Tiger Woods does. So I mean, it's a great day for golf. It's a great day for golf fans. It's a great day for a lot of people. A lot of us who are casual golf fans, and we've already gone on record saying, unless Tiger wins a major, we're not talking golf on this show. I hate to say it, but I mean, when he does, true to our word, we're going to talk about it because it's big news every single time he does it. I'm so excited for this next major coming up just to see how he continues this in the aftermath. Because if he comes out and has another great showing, even if he doesn't win, it's like, wow, you know what I mean? We really are watching some history. All right. Enough on Tiger, enough on golf. I'm sure enough of our fans are already bored. Let's go right in now to the weekend, the biggest wrestling weekend that's happened in quite a while, right? There was an NXT show, we had a G1 Supercard show, and then we had WrestleMania all at the same time here. Kyle, I know you're kind of more of a casual fan, but I'm going to ask you though, just to start off, before me and Mike kind of break down the cards, as what our favorites were. I mean, give me your response, because you're more of a casual fan. What do you hear about WrestleMania in this weekend, right? What is the outside people saying when it comes to, all right, the excitement, the fallout from it afterwards? Like, oh my gosh, you had to see it. Like, is it still something that where you're like, if it was on, I'd watch it just because it's WrestleMania, or is it kind of like, yeah, it is what it is, Because we've had conversations before where you were kind of, you hem-haw about it, but.
Yeah, I obviously was not.
Yeah,
you guys
right.
Was interested, but like just watching ESPN, it'll show up on ESPN. I'm like,
yeah, of course.
I didn't even know they covered this.
Right.
And just like on different sports news channels, I kind of see it kind of covered. I was like, wow, this is a lot more attention than I thought.
Right.
So which probably interests a lot of people, including me. I didn't watch it personally.
Right.
But just recognizing it, like the kind of interest it brought, like on like SportsCenter and all the different news.
Right. It hits a broad audience, right? Yeah. The brand WrestleMania itself is extremely valuable, right? And that whole thing, it is a tangible thing that even if you're not a wrestling fan, going to a WrestleMania is a fun time, right? It's fun. Mike, give me.
Hey, wait, Kyle, who's your favorite wrestler?
My favorite wrestler?
Yeah, you have to have one.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
You're a Roman Reigns fan?
All right, there we go. All right, well, half the people just went yay, half the people just went I suck. All right, Mike.
I didn't know that was.
Give me your thoughts, Mike. Overall, we're not going to go break down every card. There's 5,000 matches to go over.
You know how sad is how wrong we were all weekend?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much logged.
I literally am looking down
at the tally. Yeah, it's not good.
We're not even going to tell you guys the tally.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Especially the G1 show, we literally got nothing right.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, pretty much.
But
give me your thoughts though, on the whole for the whole weekend. Was it? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, it was a lot. It was a lot of wrestling. You know what I mean? So give me your thoughts on the weekend as a whole. Did it deliver for you, in your opinion? Because we really hyped it up.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I was in the car Friday night right before the show started.
Yeah.
And I was listening to some of the soundtracks, and I was like, "Wow, I'm just getting more and more pumped just listening it."
Of course.
And I think the NXT show outshined everything else. And it's shocking to say that. Usually it's not shocking to say over the main show that it's compared to, but I think it outshined the G1 show. I think the early half of the G1 show really cut down on everything else, the excitement factor of everything else on the card. I don't know if you felt that, but like those first, I mean, obviously we said like, we knew the matches 2 through 5 were going to be slow and like, but like, it really takes everyone out of the card when that stuff happens so early.
Yeah.
That like the matches like Naito and Ibushi and Jay White and Okada.
Right.
We didn't really care as much because we were just like,
Right.
I don't really want to watch this anymore because of how dragged on the early show was. I think WrestleMania did actually a good job of starting hot.
Oh, absolutely. Right.
And with the Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar match and stuff to really get you invested early on. I think the problem WrestleMania had was right after the Kofi match. That's when everyone stopped caring. And then you have the botched finish in the main event.
Yeah.
And overall, I think WrestleMania's second half really needs to be cut down.
Right. I think that, I mean, obviously, I think the NXT show was the best just because the time was a really big factor for me. Like, the G1 card ran long.
Yes.
And it was really, really long. Like, to the point where you get to Jay White Okada and you're like, okay, we still have a whole nother match. And it's like, I get it. And same thing with WrestleMania where, I mean, you had a couple matches that went 25 seconds and you were still like, man, this is a long-ass card, right? Like, this is really, really, like, this is taking up a lot of time. Where, you start at 5 and it goes till, midnight at
12:30.
Right, and you're just like, I mean, it was good. Give me your favorite show, right?
Okay.
Like, your favorite show as a whole, and then also give me your favorite match from any 3 of the cards, and kind of give me some breakdown as to why.
Well, obviously, I just said favorite show is NXT show.
Right.
Nice, short, sweet, and every match was entertaining.
Absolutely.
For the most part.
Yep.
Didn't have any downfalls into it.
Nope.
I would say favorite match was probably Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole.
Yeah.
Had a lot of good stuff in that match.
Hated the finish, but it's fine.
I mean, it was a very odd finish.
Yeah.
I actually loved Riddle Dream too.
Yeah, that was fantastic. That was a great way to end that,
I think it was a fantastic way to finish that match. And obviously, I'm a big Seth Rollins fan, so going into WrestleMania, starting the show with the match I was probably most entertained or interested in was Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar, and Rollins actually winning it.
Yes.
Got me a really good start to the show,
right.
and actually got me a good feel. And even the first couple matches on the show were like, good. Where I was
You're
like,
like,
wow.
oh, yeah,
I was
this
like,
is really
this is
turning
actually
into a card,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
getting into like a B plus WrestleMania range.
Right.
And right after Kofi, I was like, oh, B minus.
And now we're just
And then I was like,
right,
yeah, hit
exactly.
low.
I'm kind of with you. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say the NXT show as a whole was the best. I really enjoyed Dream and Riddle.
Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of go out a little bit too. I'll say I really enjoyed the main event of WrestleMania too. I thought Charlotte did a hell of a job carrying that match. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're really looking at that, Rousey and Lynch are kind of in it. But if you don't have Charlotte in the match, I know she got a lot of flack put into the match. But if you don't have Charlotte in that match is not very good.
No.
I mean, if we're being honest about it, Charlotte really kind of put together that match and was the key component. Even though she didn't take the fall, she was the key component that held everything together. So, if nothing else, you got to give her a lot of credit for really...
The 5-minute finish that
Right.
Becky Lynch and Ronda did before Becky
Right.
ends up winning the match.
Yes.
For a spoiler, I guess, if you
Yeah.
haven't seen it.
It's been a week. We gave them no time.
That's what I'm saying. That was some bad stuff to finish the match. Like, it was
Right.
a lot of missed stuff. Actually, Ronda Rousey actually broke her hand, I guess,
Right.
midway through, so probably hinders a lot of stuff
Right.
she was able to do. And then the finish, I was like,
that's the only problem I had with that match. It's not so much that I was upset with the roll-up, right? Which,
No.
that's fine. You know, the ref making the mistake, though, of not waiting for her shoulders to be down.
Yeah.
That's a problem. I would have preferred to see a tap out there. I know they're
Yeah.
trying to set up them later on if Rousey does come back, which has been rumored already. But that if they did do that, I get that. But at the same time, I'm not really one to say... that it's more defining and it's more of a moment. I feel like if you got the tap out there, you know what mean?
I heard Ronda was very adamant not tapping out.
Yeah, which I get.
I totally understand, but
Yeah.
at the same time,
Like-
she was like, "I'm not like I'll take a pin.
Yeah, right.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah,
tap."
roll me
And-
up and it's fine, right? That's why I thought maybe with Charlotte being in it that she could have tapped. It doesn't hurt Charlotte. She's been champion a million times.
Yeah.
And you keep Rousey completely out of the finish. But to her point, I understand. But the NXT show, the G1 card for me, it went really long. That's
Yes.
my biggest thing from it. There was not a single moment. I know Taven won the world title. Okada won it again, which I'm still confused by. But overall, I thought it was a good show, but I don't think I'm going to look back on that show and go, I remember that.
Is there any match? I guess I'll take out the NXT show because we'll probably go back and watch some of that.
Yeah.
From WrestleMania or the G1, is there anything like 6 to 8 months from now that you'll go back and watch?
No.
Nothing?
No, I don't think so, honestly, because I mean, I really enjoyed some of the tag work that they both did on the WrestleMania card, both Fatal 4-Way tags for the women's and the SmackDown tag. I really enjoyed those matches too because they were just enough, right? But I'm not going to go back and watch Kofi and Daniel Bryan again. I'm not going to go back and watch.
I think
Seth and Brock.
those shows were more moments.
Yes.
That you just watch once and you get the moment of
Yes,
it.
like I don't need to
stuff
see
go
Taven
back.
versus Lethal versus Skrull again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Okada Jay White match, I was just like, okay, it was
Yeah.
okay. It was what it was. Yeah, I didn't like the finish, but it was for me. I don't think that this weekend, based off of the names that you had, I don't think lived up to it in ring a lot of times. You know what I mean? For overall, right? Like. Even the NXT show, I loved that show pretty much all the way going up until the final match, and I even enjoyed the match until the last 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where Gargano just somehow beats everybody in the area. I was like, come on, man. Like, if he's going to beat him, just beat him. There's no interference and just let him beat him, rather than, he overcomes all the odds and he still beats him. It's like, okay, but now you just made your biggest heel now in your brand look like crap. So that was my only real issue with that. Just give me your take, too, real quick, on the Raw and SmackDown post-Mania, because I thought they sucked. What did they do? There was nothing exciting about... Okay, Lars Sullivan's here. I don't care. Hardy's won the tag title. Fine match, right?
Yeah.
But there had to be something more for me. You teased this title versus title thing, and then you completely go, no, never mind. That was so stupid.
The greatest thing was I was on Twitter that whole night.
Yeah.
And right after they announced the Rollins-Kofi match, it was going to be title for title, winner takes all, whatever, which everyone knew wasn't going to actually happen.
Of course.
Like, you can't put a title on,
right.
Or whatever. I was on Twitter, and literally every single person that was in wrestling at all was like, oh, Cole's coming up.
Right.
And Undisputed Era was going to interfere.
Right.
Every single wrestling site, every news article was Undisputed Era was in backstage. They're going to come out and they're going to
ruin it. Yeah.
And I literally I was so close to I'm hearing a lot of stuff about this. You're going to freak out.
Yeah.
And
then the bar came out.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. If you're going to set that match up, why not have a new group come up? Why not have a big star come up? At least then it's like, oh crap, we've introduced a new star. into the equation. Instead of, all right, we're going to the bar and then we're going to have a tag team match. Like, not that night. You could have done that any other day and it would have been just, all right, it's another Raw. But not then.
Yeah, 3 weeks from now, you could have IC title versus Universal title and have done the same thing. It would have done the exact same thing.
Exactly. I also really was not a fan of Sami Zayn not getting the win over Balor there. With that Intercontinental Champion. I love the way that they're going to book Sami. I really dug that promo.
I hope he goes to Raw or SmackDown wins the US title.
Yeah, but I feel like he could have, like, if he beat Finn there with, like, he hits him with a low blow or something and rolls him up and then goes off on this big tirade with the title, I feel like it makes him more must-see than it would be without it, because now he just won the title. Because I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what they're going to do with Finn as Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, I don't either, but I didn't think they were going to look
depth.
He lost it a month ago to Bobby, and then he won
that would have been my... That's the point,
it's
though.
Like you hold the title for a month and you have like 3 reigns out of it. Like,
right, yeah.
I wasn't going to like that if that was going to happen, but I get that point.
I would have liked to see Sami do it. But overall, like I said, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, let's weigh it back and forth. All right, that's going to be it, though, for part 1. We've got a lot more stuff. Actually, you know what? Before we go to commercial, I'm just going to ask this right now. We said we're going to touch on the NHL playoffs.
Oh, cool.
Who do you got on the NHL? Kyle, I'm going to start with you because you've been quiet there. Yeah. Of all the teams, we're not going to go super into detail. We're going to hit on this a little bit more next week as far as implication for the Wings go. But Kyle, who do you got? Just call your shot right now. Who is your favorite? Who do you want to win the Stanley Cup this year?
I was saying I don't watch hockey. I'm going to say the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yes. Everybody in Detroit right now hates you. That's what I'm
literally everybody
in the world.
I don't know. Knights, are the Golden Knights in there?
Yeah, yes. Of course. Yeah.
I like them better.
All right, Mike, same thing. Who wins NHL? Who wins Lord Stanley?
I'll tell you right now. I think going into the Stanley Cup Finals will be the Washington Capitals.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. All right.
I'm a very big. I'll put this out here right now. Alex Ovechkin fan. Mm-hmm. Really big for a weird reason. Yeah. I think he's awesome.
You just like his nose.
No, that's part of the reason why. I think the team's really good. Yeah. Goalie's one of the better ones in the league.
Yeah.
And he will take them there. So at least
defending champ. So all right. So you got
I got Capitals.
All right. I'm kind of torn between either San Jose or Tampa. Tampa just because they're the most dominant team.
Aren't they both down?
Huh?
Aren't they both down?
I know, but I like both. I like both teams though. I think San Jose did a hell of a job with Nyquist, with that addition with Nyquist. Thornton really, they really need to get him a championship there in San Jose. I'm going to say Tampa just because they have the best record, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Patriots fanboy over here.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. But I like Tampa a lot. I do like Vegas. I don't think that they're going to make that run this year. I think San Jose though definitely has another chance. So I'll stay with Tampa, but I do think San Jose has got a hell of a chance to do it. That's. We'll talk about wing stuff a little bit later on in another episode. But that's going to be it, though, for part 1 of this episode. Episode 20, by the way. We officially hit a milestone.
Wow, you like that? You're on the milestone episode?
Wasn't I in episode 10, too?
Yeah.
Were you on episode 10?
Yeah. Maybe we should just bring back every 10 episodes.
Yeah. You've been on too much. All right, coming out of the break, we're talking the Merc Zone mock draft. We've got Pistons basketball series coming up and the NCAA title game from a couple weeks ago. All of that and maybe a little bit more, depending on what Mike's got up his sleeve. All that after this. Here. Stick around. Hey guys, this is the Mouth of Michigan, Rob Mendyka from the I'm Always Right Sports Podcast. Just reminding you that we are live every single Monday at 7 in the morning on your favorite streaming services. All 5 major sports: football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and professional wrestling. I'm Always Right Sports Podcast every Monday, 7 a.m. See you there. All right, guys, welcome back to part 2, episode 20. Let's jump right into it. Merc Zone mock draft, guys. We're gonna run out of these too, because we got 2 weeks until the draft. So next week will be the last Merc Zone mock draft corner.
What are we gonna do
very
the
last
time?
one. I don't know, man. We can't. This is ingenious. We've always had it now. Sorry, NHL fans. We're not doing an NHL one.
Let's do an NBA. Zion. John Morant.
No,
you have to wait till the lottery.
The only reason why we only do this one is because the Lions are picking in the top 10. Pistons are going to be picking what?
15.
There you go. See, so unless they win the championship, which is bona fide. We'll hit that on that in a second. But all right. So Mike, give me who this draft is by, when it was published, so we kind of have a time frame.
Right. Using the Walter Football one from last week.
Okay.
But it's been updated as of the 13th.
Oh, okay. So
we're getting literally the most recent one we can.
Fantastic.
So,
all right.
Looking good. All right. This one also doesn't have any trades or anything, so we're
Okay.
gonna go base order,
Okay.
like we have been.
Okay.
Since Kyle's here, I'll be asking Kyle if he agrees with all these picks too.
Okay, cool.
So number 1, Arizona picks Kyle.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Kyler Murray. Yeah.
They do pick Kyle Murray.
Yeah,
number 1.
yeah, that seems about right.
All right. Number 2,
If they
same.
don't, like,
What biggest
what
smoke
in the
screen
world's
ever?
happening, right?
Crazy.
Like all of a sudden, Quinton Williams. What? And, you know, it'd be crazy. But all right, continue.
Number 2, San Francisco. Rob, who they got?
Bosa.
Bosa. I was gonna say Bosa.
Yeah.
They do
Yeah.
pick Bosa, number 2.
We should
Yeah.
just go to Rob Mays, just in case I just don't know what to say, then I just can just.
Perfect. You heard it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Kyle talking out of his ass. All right.
Number 3, New York Jets will pick Rob.
Josh Allen.
Kyle.
Devin White.
Devin White. They just signed C.J. Mosley. See, this guy, he's a schmuck. Why is he on here? He's like not NFL insiders. Yeah, you better have some bitter good stuff for this Pistons topic coming up here in a second. Good lord.
They don't pick either one of them.
Quentin
they
Williams.
pick Quentin Williams.
See, that's something that I think that's kind of becoming a trend as of a little bit now, where we're seeing Quinton Williams kind of rise up. Josh Allen, though, falling, man. I mean, I'm gonna throw something at you here in a second about the Lions after they pick. So let's just kind of go forward. I'm not gonna wait and hold up on that.
All right, Oakland Raiders, they pick.
So then they're gonna take Josh Allen and be thrilled.
Sean Gary.
Shut up.
What is up with you today?
Seriously, you're almost about to be kicked off the show before the match.
I have to make bold moves.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they do pick Josh Allen.
He's the bold move guy. That's what he is. He's the guy. You know what? He's my Ditka, where he's gonna trade away his whole draft to get Ricky Williams and then not know how to use him. That's what he is. Yeah. My Jared Cook is #1 free agent target for the Lions, and everyone goes, huh? That's our viewers. I think that's when our viewership died. Is after that episode right there.
All right.
Anyway.
Number 5 might shock everyone here.
Okay.
Tampa Bay picks. Rob, pointing at you first.
You said that it's a shocker
A
here.
little bit. We haven't seen this guy go here yet.
Okay. I'm gonna say then. Let's say Rashawn Gary because they're stupid.
I was gonna say that again.
Yeah.
Ed Oliver.
Really?
Yep.
That sucks. That's gonna come into my point here in a second. But
Okay.
let's keep going.
Number 6, New York Giants.
Haskins.
Haskins, obviously.
I almost had to get you.
They don't pick.
What?
Haskins.
What is happening?
They pick Rashawn Gary.
Yeah, all right,
I know,
that's a Giants. I can't believe the Giants are turning into the Browns. Is really what they're
Like,
turning
really
into.
quickly.
It's like a disaster.
Yep.
All right, continue.
Jacksonville picks.
Jawan Taylor, Jack from Florida.
Obviously, the same.
They do pick Jawan Taylor.
You're making me want to drink, and I don't drink. But, all right, yeah, cool.
All right,
That
so
makes
now
sense.
you know the top 7. So
All right,
where
so
do you
then-
think Lions go here?
I'm gonna say at this point, based off of how the draft has fallen, I'm gonna say they're gonna take Devin White.
Devin Bush.
Kick you off the show.
Rob is right. Devin White's linebacker at LSU.
Okay, now here's my question, right? If the draft falls like this, though,
Okay.
do you think that there's been a lot of speculation that Atlanta and the Lions, right, are in talks right now, basically that if Atlanta's guy is there at 8,
Okay.
they would like to trade up with the Lions. Lions go down to 14.
Okay.
Okay. Who does Atlanta take at 14?
At 14,
Yeah.
they will pick Andre Dillard, offensive tackle, Washington State.
Okay, that's completely where I thought they would go. But because there's a lot of talk that if Ed Oliver is there at 8,
Okay.
that's like the #1 target for Atlanta.
Okay.
Is Ed Oliver. So, with what's been floated out there, it's been Atlanta's first this year, their 3rd round pick this year, and a 2020 4th round pick for the Lions 8th pick. Do you do that trade? So you get an additional 3rd and a 4th next year to move down 6 spots.
Yeah, I'd probably go into it.
You think so?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I would
Yeah.
think about it very strongly. And the only reason I say it is because at that point, and I guess we could play out the rest of this draft to see who's actually left.
Right.
You can maybe get a guy that isn't likely to get picked at 8. If you pick like a TJ Hawkinson, it doesn't look as bad picking
Right.
14 than 8.
Right.
If you get a guy like Montez Sweat, you're like 14. Okay, then you're getting an extra 3rd round. You're getting that depth pick. So say in the 2nd round you go corner. 3rd round you can go wide receiver,
Offensive line.
offensive line. You can do that double pick in the
Right.
3rd.
Right.
And I think that actually
Do you
helps
think
a lot.
there's any player outside of, let's say, Allen, Bosa, and Quentin Williams, right? Outside of those 3 guys, in this draft that, unless they fall in love, obviously, with Ed Oliver, but that is in this draft that they have to take at 8 if he's there?
No, not at all.
Right.
I think And
Like,
I
if
think
Quinn Williams somehow falls to you at 8, you have to take him and
Yes.
just be done with it.
Yeah.
But
I think
outside of those
how
three
this
guys,
if this draft goes exactly how it went today,
Mm-hmm.
and so Oliver, Allen, Quinn Williams, and Bosa are all off the board, then I have no problems trading down because Devin White will be there at 14. If Devin White's gone before 14,
you still take Devin Bush
Devin
even at
Bush.
that point. Right.
You
Or
can-
take whatever, right?
or
Right now,
Montez Sweat's probably going to be around
Sweat
there.
or Brian Burns. even.
DK Metcalf will be around.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of different options there. I think you have if you trade. I just want to float that out
Yeah.
there too because I know Washington's another team too where there's been some rumors that they might want to trade up because they really like a quarterback. I know Denver really likes Drew Lock. They're probably hoping that no one tries to hop them for that. Daniel Jones, I think, has been linked to Washington quite a bit. But all right, let's go through any other real huge names that are going in the first round before we hop to round 2.
There actually is one.
Yeah.
Giants pick later in the first round.
Yeah, 17, right?
17.
Yeah.
This is where they go quarterback.
Yeah, they take Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones, Duke.
That doesn't, yeah, I mean, I guess if that's what happens and they like him better and they feel like they can get him, but I mean,
Yeah.
ugh.
I know. I was like, I was kind of shocked.
Rashawn
at that.
Gary and Daniel Jones, if I'm a Giants fan, I'm like, wow, that's a really overwhelmingly unimpressive draft in my opinion. All right, let's go round 2.
Okay. Let me pull up round 2 real quick.
Still like to
And
see if they could get a 2 out of Atlanta. Or like,
I don't think. I
don't know.
think it's a little too much to
I know.
ask for.
But I mean, you're getting the top 10 pick though, so it's like,
Yeah.
you kind of got to
And this is a point also where you can make where maybe throwing away, like if you don't beat the Packers in the game and you get the 5th pick,
Yeah, I know.
then that looks a lot better
I
going
know.
first, second for the
Yeah,
5th pick
I
overall
know.
than looking at the 8th
I don't
pick,
care
which is
though.
a bigger
31
drop.
nothing over the Packers is fantastic. We're gonna have to hit on that Packers story one day too, because that was a great read.
So number 43.
Yeah.
Where do you think they go?
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're gonna take Paris freaking Campbell and take him and make me happy. Take your damn wide receiver and be done with it.
Kyle, do you have any clue of where they're gonna go?
If you say somebody stupid, I'm gonna smack you live on air.
Wait, who is this again?
This is the second round for the Lions.
Second round from the Lions?
Yeah. They just took in this draft. They just took Devin White linebacker,
Yes.
so they're probably not gonna go linebacker.
So they
And I
won't.
can't choose Chase Winovich?
You can choose
Yeah,
Chase Winovich.
he's
I
still
mean,
there.
you're a terrible person, but you can take him.
I'll take Chase Winovich.
All right, Matt Millen of the I always write sports podcast crew here. Who do they take?
All right, so they will pick defensive /outside linebacker Ben Barugu from TCU.
No, I hate it. I hate it. I don't even care who it is. It could be the next coming Mike Ditka or of whoever. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, I am going to be steadfast until it happens. You need to take the best offensive player in round 2. If you go defense round 1, there is no acceptable pick for me unless somebody like a Brian Burns or somebody like that falls that far. There is no logistical reason to take another defensive player. Like I said, if the best safe or the best corner falls to you at 43 and you don't know anything, all right, I'm accepting of it. If Greedy Williams, for whatever reason, falls to you, fine. Byron Jones, fine. But unless you have a true first-round talent falling to you in the second round, you need to take offense. You've done nothing to help your offense this season. You signed Jesse James and you signed Amendola. That's all you did. You need to take an offensive player. I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep saying, where does Paris Campbell go so I can throw my laptop? Does he go after our pick?
1 second.
I
I'm
swear.
looking at the 3rd round right now. I can go
Okay.
find him out real quick for you. But
All right, give me the third round first. Let's just see if I'm just going to be super pissed off on this whole damn thing. So
they
stupid.
pick J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, wide receiver out of Stanford. He's the 6'5", 230 guy that everyone.
Okay, that doesn't help me either. Why is that the pick though? Because once again, yeah, he's not going to play the slot. He's ginormous, right?
Mhm.
You got Galladay already. You got Marvin. You do not have a slot player past 2019, and not even really that if you consider the fact that Amendola has injury issues. So you got Amendola, and then you got who? Powell. I mean, come on, dude. Like that's not an acceptable receiving core to go into week 1. It's not. I mean, and your tight end room right now is Michael Roberts and then Jesse James, who I like Jesse James, but then you got Michael Roberts, dumbass, and then you got nobody else.
For your reference
Yeah.
point, Paris Campbell actually goes in the first round to the Ravens at 22.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Which is probably why he's off the board, so
Good
they
lord.
might look somewhere else.
My goodness, there must have been a really big run on wide receivers. Either way, then take your time. Where's Irv Smith Jr. go?
he goes late second round to the
See,
Patriots.
there you go. Then that's right. That's my point, right? Is that if the receiver goes, who I've been very steadfast saying I like Paris Campbell in the second for the Lions if he's there. But Irv Smith Jr., hell of a tight end. He's a receiving tight end. I mean, you're not going to... That value is great for New England at that point. If you get him in bottom half of the second round. So if you're Detroit, that's a guy that you have to be looking at, especially if you don't take tight end first round. I hate this draft.
Thoughts, Kyle?
I'm so pissed.
I'm pissed as him.
I'm so mad. Oh, that's so irritating. I knew you said that going in this was going to suck, but I'm mad about
I'm
it.
sorry.
All right, you wanted to bring something else up, though. That's the mock draft. So next week, though, is our last one, though. So be sure to tune in to episode 21 because that's going to be big. But all right, give me something.
I have a big story broke earlier this week about the XFL, new football league starting next year.
Right.
You heard about the possible of a 3-point conversion after a touchdown.
Right.
So you can actually get a 9-point play.
Right.
That's one of the two things that they announced.
Okay.
The second one has to do with overtime rules.
Okay.
You didn't hear anything about this?
No, I didn't
Did you
hear
hear anything about this?
No.
It's cool. So we're getting first takes and everything.
No.
So there will be a total of 44 guys on the field in overtime.
Okay.
At once. So I'm going to match this out like Lions versus Packers, so it makes sense for everybody. So say you have the Lions offense and the Packers defense on one side of the field. You have the Packers offense and the Lions defense on the other side of the field. Pretend the score is 0-0 going into overtime.
Okay.
Each side gets 5 tries at the 2-yard line for a 2-point conversion, basically.
Right.
Say the Lions get it, they get 2 points. Then it automatically goes right to the Packers. Packers try, say they get it, they get 2 points. This continues back and forth, 5 attempts, and whoever has the most points out of the attempts wins the game.
That's weird.
But if the defense gets a turnover, they get 1 point.
Oh, okay.
So it's like a shootout almost style in like hockey.
So it's kind of like it's like a hybrid between the hockey shootout and
like
college.
Yeah. You get 1 play from the 2-yard line. You say like Stafford throws it in.
Right.
2 points.
Right.
So
then Rodgers goes in, throws it in. Okay, it goes back, goes back
and
forth.
back. 5 attempts.
Right.
And then say if the final score is like 10-10, then you go into sudden death.
Right.
Lions score, Packers don't. Lions win.
Right.
They both score, then it keeps going until.
Right. Of course. That's weird. That's very interesting to me. That's weird.
Yes.
Here's the thing, man. To fix the overtime thing, it's really simple. Just you get a possession, you get a possession. If I score, cool. Then I know that this team has to score.
Yes.
Right? And then if I don't score, I lose.
Yeah.
If I kick a field goal, and then you go down the field and kick a field goal, and then after that, it's first score wins at that point, right? Because you both had a chance.
With this type of rule, would you be interested to see this?
It'd be fun. I'd actually, the 3-point, the 1 point, the 2 point, or the 3 point, both of these really, it's a lot more strategy involved. Because then there's a lot more risk. Because it's like, all right, I score, and then I go for a 2 point, and then you score and get a 3, and I lose by 1, even though I dominate the whole game, right? I keep scoring, you can't stop me, but I keep going for 2s, and you got that 1 extra 3-point play, and you beat me somehow.
It's crazy because when you look at it, you can a 17-point game is a 2-possession game.
Right.
When you look at it.
That's crazy. That's
like you can score up to 18 points in 2 drives.
Right.
And they were also talking about, which I don't know, but you can also, they might abolish kickoffs and just have 1 play.
Start at 25.
No, you could, so instead of an onside kick.
Oh, okay.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah, so where you have a 4th and 15 from your own 40, right?
Yes.
Or 30.
And if you get it, then you just start right there and you keep going.
Right.
I think that's very interesting.
The onside kick thing, I get. The abolishing kickoffs, if you're going to abolish kickoffs, just go to 25 and just be done with it, right? But the onside kick thing is interesting. I'm interested to see how that plays out. I think we'll hit more on that as the XFL actually becomes a thing, if it ever actually does become a thing. But that's really interesting because the strategy... I mean, talk about like hindsight 2020 galore coming after that, right? Like you imagine Lions lose a game. Well, you should have went for 3 instead of going for 2.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I feel like you won't ever see that overtime with how the 1 point, 2 point, 3 point plays
exactly.
Because no one's ever, if you're down like 8, you're not just gonna go for the 2 point. No. You're gonna go for the. It's 5 more yards.
Right.
You go for the 3 point. You try to win it. You know.
Right. It's gonna be that's interesting. That's kind of fun too. So that's something to look forward to. All right, let's hit now. We're gonna hit Pistons real quick here. Pistons, they made the playoffs, barely. They backed in, winning back-to-back games against the rough and tough Memphis Grizzlies and the
tank for Zion.
Oh my good lord, the New York Knicks. I mean, you beat it by 40 without Blake Griffin. That's how bad the Knicks are. So I mean, but they were in New York though, so it counts as a road win. Damn it! But all right, so they're playing the Bucks. Kyle, I'm going to start with you. just give me, first off, what are your expectations going? What do you want to see happen, right? Do you think they have a chance at winning, or is this strictly just pray for a win?
I mean, you could always pray for a win, but I kind of want to see, because like I feel.
Tell me how they win this series. Let me put it that way. Tell me
how do they win
no,
this
no,
series?
Yeah, tell me how they win this series.
They have Zaza Pachulia. What does he do best? He's got to do something to whatever Giannis. But realistically, you have to have consistent shooting.
Yeah.
You got whatever it is, Kennard. He's actually playing a lot better than I thought he would be.
For sure.
Kennard's consistently shoot. Galloway. Reggie actually has to be a point guard for once, and then obviously you have to see Blake Griffin go off for like 50 at least once if you somehow want to pull this off.
How do you stop Giannis?
Stop Giannis. You double Thon Maker. I like Thon Maker.
I like Thon Maker too. not in this regard. I don't. You can break him like a toothpick.
Yeah, I know, but I just like him.
Yeah.
I don't. You can't really stop him.
Well, I would phrase it. Stopping to me does not mean holding him for 0 points, right?
No.
Stopping him to me means that okay, he's going to get his 20, but how does he not get 35? That's the difference, right?
Yeah.
Is that maybe I'll ask you this: how do you stop Giannis in this situation, right? Do you put Blake on him? Or do you have to put Drummond on?
Well, no. This is what I would. Well, I think you have to start off with the zone.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way you can play man to man.
Oh God,
beat this team.
Well, absolutely.
I think what you do is they come down the court,
right,
and Giannis always ends up in one of the corners to initially start, and then the play develops and he ends up at the top of the key. You have to have Blake Griffin end up near the top of the key with Giannis, and what you basically have to do is you have to hope. You have to really have a lot of effort from your guards and your small forward position. Because what I would suggest to do is, since Giannis can't shoot, you stay within the vicinity of him so you're contesting his shots. And as he drives in, Blake almost gives up.
Yeah.
And he goes out to the next closest shooter, and you go, Drummond, get him.
Right.
And as he's driving in, Drummond's your best hope at stopping him at the rim. And at that point,
I think you got to be physical with him too. Giannis doesn't like a lot of contact.
No, Drummond has to like step up. And get right in his face.
Right.
And then if Giannis,
straight down. Right.
And then at that point, if Giannis starts making stuff over Drummond, then there's nothing you can do.
What do you do offensively? Because in my opinion, the best way to because the Bucks are so long. They're just so huge, right? They got Mirotic, they got Giannis, they got Lopez. They have so many long-armed dudes, you know what I mean? They just cover a lot of space when you're in that half-court defense. So for me, if I'm Dwayne Casey, and offensively, right, one, I've got Blake almost consistently running the point, number one, and really kind of setting stuff up because he's a great passer. I think he's the best true passer on our team.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm trying to get as many transition points as possible.
Yes.
I'm really trying to run up and down the court with them because if they set up, we're not going to last.
Yeah, no, this turns into almost like a college type game.
Right, you're going to run and gun.
You have to run, and I feel like you're going to need a lot of substitution to make sure you have fresh guys that can get down the court faster than them.
Yeah, right.
Shooting will become a big factor. 3-point shooting. Kennard's got to be the guy in this series if you want to even have a chance at this series.
Kennard, I think Reggie's got to shoot. Reggie shot the ball pretty well since about the All-Star break. I think he's played pretty well. I mean, it's going to be.
I think you have to at one point in the game go small ball on Giannis.
That's a great call for sure.
I think you should have a lineup nearing the end of the third to the beginning of the fourth where you go Reggie, Kennard, Wayne Ellington. Who's the other shooter? You can even have Thon Maker if you want to have a big in there, and then Drummond sitting right in the middle, and because then you can just pass all around the key.
No Block in that lineup.
No.
No Block.
Nope.
You just can't give him the ability to drive. You have to stop him. Because if you got a one-on-one when he's driving, it doesn't matter. You
can't. The only reason you can't put Blake there is he's a very good shooter.
Right.
But
he's not your best. That's what I'm saying. I'm just asking.
He's not. You have to put in Wayne Ellington. You have to put in Luke. You have to put in guys that can consistently make the shot. Three.
Right.
Where Blake is a streaky shooter and he likes to go into the post a lot. And with Giannis there, especially how the Bucks defense is with Giannis is they do the LeBron strategy way better than LeBron can do it because of how good Giannis is.
Right, he's huge.
He'll go. Giannis will end up being on Bruce Brown because Bruce Brown's the worst player offensively on the Pistons.
Right.
And he'll literally just sit in the middle of the court.
Right.
And
monitor.
Yeah. Pass goes to Kennard. He's just going to run up and get Kennard.
I'm with you. Yeah,
so at that point, you have to almost fake out where you have to pass to Kennard. Kennard's a pump fake to get Giannis gone, and then you have to kick out to the next guy. Right. It's almost like looking at a second option.
Right.
Your first option
is not really your first option.
Yeah, your first option is actually going to be your second and third options.
Right, I gotcha. That's a great take, Mike. Really, that's a way to really break them down, because I think the level for Pistons fans is not winning the series. I think the level is literally winning a game. I think we can all kind of agree that, like, if we win a game, I'm gonna be like, all right, we're kind of making some strides. Do you think that making this run, right, getting to the playoffs, say they lose in 5, right? Are they on the right track at least? If you're a Pistons fan, are you at least happy that, okay, we've done some things? Do you think Dwayne's the guy? Do we think that we can win with Blake? I mean, what is, for you, is this outlook good or bad for this team?
Kyle, take this one first. Yeah. I have a strong opinion.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah.
My question is, after this season,
right,
where's your go? Like, where are you going? Like,
right. That's what I'm asking you though. Is like, do you think that we are on the right? Are we on a trajectory to where you honestly can think in 5 years we can be competing for a championship? With or without Blake, right? Based off contract. But the point being is that if you have fundamental pieces, if Kennard is going to become fundamental, right? If you lose Reggie in a year and you bring in another point guard, right, and a solid guy, do you think that over time that this team right now has the infrastructure in place to start being more competitive consistently year in, year out? I
say if Kennard gets better and we do pick up maybe a veteran or maybe just some role player in general, and I could see it happening, but
because you kind of have a small window with Blake right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Gone,
right.
But if you can bring in another guy, if Kennard gets consistently better, and Andre's still healthy.
Yeah.
And I think Dwayne Cage is a pretty good coach. I like him.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could see it. But I also can't see it, but I can see it.
We're talking on both sides there. But, I mean, honestly, that's a question, right? So, Mike, give me your take, right?
I would say I think they're going to hit their ceiling. Luke Kennard, I think, is your bright point of your future. Now, but here's an interesting point I was just thinking about as Kai was talking about something.
Yeah.
One guy I think you could bring in and actually change the team up, and it's going to sound really weird at first, Rajon Rondo. I feel like he's a guy who can come in. Yeah. He's pass first. He doesn't shoot very well.
Right.
And him and Drummond on the court would be hard because neither one can shoot, so you're kind of limited on options there. But with his passing ability and his defense, he's a way better version of Reggie is right now.
Right.
And if he can just dribble down the court, if Blake's still there, Blake doesn't have to be that guy to dribble down. You can let it be Rondo dribbling it down, and then Blake can do his thing into the post or whatever.
Right.
Then you can have Kennard if he develops well with Wayne Ellington being your shooters. I think that all together really can add a nice little infrastructure there.
Right.
Because then you have veteran leadership in Blake and Rondo. Then you can have up and rising guys like Luke Kennard coming in. I think as a totality there it works out. But if you don't fix the problem at point guard and Kennard staggers and doesn't develop as much as we thought he would next year, I think you need to tear it down.
Right. Yeah. I think you're kind of you're at a fork in the road right now, almost. I do think that they need to become a little more consistent. The cap situation too is another thing you really need to monitor, because right now they're so hard capped right now where they can't really do anything. As far as signing anybody of any, like Greg Robinson was their big signing, and he's been just god awful. So I mean, he's not anything of any note. Reggie coming off the books obviously is going to be huge. Drummond's progression is going to be huge for them, right? To see how that develops. I think because we got another 3 years with Blake. So if nothing else, I think you can do enough in 3 years to keep yourself competitive, while at the same time building some sort of team. You know what I mean? To where it doesn't have to be all Blake shooting for 30 points a night.
I do think if Blake plays like this, Blake, Drummond, and maybe like Kennard can actually carry in the East, especially.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Can help get you some.
This Warriors team's going to blow up here, so we know that's coming.
Yes.
Right. So I mean, there's going to be opportunities for this to happen coming up here, right? LeBron's getting older, so you don't know what's going to happen there. That's a lot of stuff. By the way, we're hitting on this Magic thing next week, because I'm not letting anything skip past that. We're hitting on this whole Laker Magic topic next week for sure. All right, let's hop now into the last little topic of the day, the national title game. Obviously, Virginia getting the win, making the complete 180 turn from losing as a number 1 seed to the 16th seed to winning the title. But more than that, right? Because none of us are Virginia or Texas Tech fans. Here's what I want to talk about, though, a little bit. I want to talk about Michigan State and the loss to Texas Tech. Here's why I want to talk about it. Izzo now has lost a lot of Final Fours. I'm just going to put it that way. I think they've made it to 2 championship games since he's been there, right? The one, they won it in 2000, another one when they lost to North Carolina, right? Most of the time, ain't even been close. I'm going to be honest. right?
Yep.
I mean, is it? It's not like they're not getting good recruits. They've always had high star recruits. What is it about this like hurdle that is so hard for Izzo and Michigan State to get over? Is it just they always go against that team every year, like a Duke, like Texas Tech making that miracle run? What the hell is the problem? Because it seems to me like Michigan's problem is if they get to the finals, they lose. But if they get to a final, Michigan State's always been known for getting to the Final Four, but they're not known for championships.
No.
What the hell is the problem?
You want to take this one?
You want to start?
I would, but if I only knew, like, I don't know if teams are just figuring them out. I know they have to always do with Duke a lot.
Yeah.
So they all hate
Duke. But tell me, I mean, because Izzo was considered this great coach, and he is, right? You've got a national championship under your belt, several Final Four appearances, Big Ten championships, what have you. But I mean, the margin in which they're losing these games, and more so the fact that the amount of times that they've made it and lost, right? It's becoming quite a number, you know? Like, if Beeline were to make another national championship and we lost, that's a rough go, right? Yeah. You made it to 3 and you can't get it done. Izzo's kind of getting that narrative now where it's like, all right, I can get you here, but I can't get you over it anymore.
Yeah. I can't say you blame it on the competition because, as we said, going into the Final Four, Michigan State's the best team left.
They were, absolutely.
Like, on paper, as they were playing, I mean, you beat Duke, who was the unannounced consensus best team. Michigan State now is the consensus best team, and Texas Tech beat them.
Right.
So I can't tell you what's going on. Like,
right.
It's just
confusing,
awful.
right? Because I think that for a little bit too, I do think that they need to kind of look at that. And I get it, you made a great run here, but point being is that you didn't get it done. All right, you were supposed to get it done. This was the year. Cassius Winston playing out of his mind. You had a little bit of depth on your bench. Not a lot, but a little, right? You had some big men playing well. You had McQuaid shooting lights out. This was the year.
Yeah.
Everybody, you beat Duke. You slayed the Dragon. You haven't beat Coach K ever. So this was the year to do it, and you lose to Texas Tech.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And this isn't a Michigan fan saying this. This is just like, dude, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, is there anything, is it just because Texas Tech was just playing out of their mind defense, or is it once again, like we talked about last time, where it's just something about Michigan college sports, man? That choke factor is high with Michigan sports, man.
Yeah,
whether it's U of M or state, whether football or it's basketball, man, that choke factor is high. Every time it seems like,
I do believe,
reason.
And I think we put a lot of pressure on our college programs.
Absolutely.
Because our pro programs suck.
Yes.
And I think that's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Is Michigan and Michigan State are collectively so good in football and basketball every year that we just like Michigan should just win this national championship because they're like the best team in Michigan.
Right.
And we put all that pressure on these kids and stuff.
Right.
And I think it gets to them.
Yeah.
Whereas other places, other fan bases have at least one pro sport.
For sure.
That are at least somewhere up there.
Right.
Except maybe Cleveland. I don't know. They don't really have much there, I feel like.
It's just like I said, it's just something to think about, right? It's something as we go through this college football season and stuff like that, it's kind of a consistent thing for me. I don't know. It's just something I noticed. But all right, that's going to be it for episode 20. For our NBA insider / mock draft mocker, Kyle Budzanowski. For the Merc Zone, Mike Merkel. I am the mouth of Michigan, Ramadeka. We will see you guys, as always, next time.